Shalom, everybody, and welcome back to Insights on the Parsha of the Week, Parshat Shlach, based on the teachings of Rabbi Nachman and Likutey Moharan and Rav Nosson, his disciple. This Parsha is so power-packed and just so much happening. One amazing point is the dialogue or discussion between Hashem and Moshe Rabeinu. That Hashem is basically telling Moshe Rabeinu, I'm fed up with the Jewish people. It's enough. Enough is enough. I'm going to just destroy them and start anew from you, Moshe Rabeinu. So Moshe Rabeinu brings on the arguments. Yeah, Hashem, what's going to happen if you do that? If you do that, Egypt will say, against us he couldn't fight. He could fight. But against the 31 kings in Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land, he can't fight. So he's weak. And what did he do? He takes them out to the desert and he shows his weakness and he kills them. That's what the nations are going to say. And then the pasuk goes on, V'ata yigdalna koach Hashem kasher dibarta lemor, right? He says, the verse reads, I'm just reading the verse. Now let the strength of the Lord be great and heightened. Like you said, what did you say? Hashem erech hapayim, rav chesed, right? These are parts of the 13 attributes that Hashem taught Moshe Rabbeinu back and Parshat Kitisa about the sin of the golden calf, and how also Moshe Rabbeinu accomplished forgiveness. Okay, so Moshe Rabbeinu in this week's parsha is bringing in that again, and Rashi says something amazing. It's that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Har Sinai, he saw that Hashem was putting crowns and writing these words, Hashem erech hapayim. So Moshe Rabbeinu asked Hashem, you're patient and compassionate for who? For tzaddikim? And Hashem says, even for the wicked. And then Moshe Rabeinu said to Hashem, the wicked, they should be doomed with, they should be lost. So Hashem told Moshe Rabeinu, chayecha, it's like an expression, you're going to see, it's like I swear in a way, Hashem can't talk like that. Chayecha, by your life, Moshe Rabeinu, you're going to need this side of my argument. And that's what happened this week's parsha. Then Moshe Rabbeinu reminded Hashem, you said yourself, you wrote in the Torah, you showed me at Har Sinai, after the sin of the golden calf, that Hashem is erech hapayim, Hashem is patient for even the wicked. And Hashem says, but you said not for the wicked. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, yeah Hashem, but you said also for the wicked. Okay? This is the argument in the Parsha. You read this again and again every year. You begin to wonder, what, Hashem doesn't know this? Hashem needs Moshe Rabbeinu to make such a clear argument. It's like, then Moshe Rabbeinu wins over Hashem. But it's so clear, the argument. Do you need Moshe Rabbeinu, Davka? Even a simple person can technically make such an argument. What's going on? I mean, Hashem knows the answer in the end. Hashem knows. And Rashi hints in a different parsha that Hashem did this purposely so that Moshe Rabbeinu should find a pitchon peh. Moshe Rabeinu should find an opening to save the Jews. But why? Why is Hashem doing this game? He says, okay, I'm going to destroy. It's one level of truth. And then Moshe Rabeinu comes to reveal a higher level. No, Hashem, but there's something greater about you that you can bypass it. And Hashem is waiting for Moshe Rabeinu to do that. Why this game? Why is Hashem doing this game of playing? So, it's a few things. Number one, an amazing insight from Rabbi Nachman. Again, this amazing lesson. Forgive me that I'm always quoting this lesson, Likutey Moharan 24, but it's just so far-reaching and so pertainable to daily living. In lesson 24, Rabbi Nachman, quoting the Zohar, introduces this concept called betisha. Betisha is from Aramaic. We say it in Friday night in Azar Bishvachin, halo batish, batishin. Betisha is like a smash, being whammed into another item and bounced back. A betisha hitting and being bounced back. This bounce back appears at every stage of the creation and in the universe and in daily life and daily living, and each person in his finest details. That what? Nothing in life works just like straight. Okay, Hashem created the world. No, Hashem didn't create the world. Hashem created the world, and there was an initial crash, what was called in the Kabbalah, the Shvirat HaKelim, the shattering of the vessels. That the light was too intense, and there was a retort. There was a bounce, that there was a crashing. And also, like the Arizal explains, in the actual creation of the vacated space, the Chalal HaPanui, that a ray of light went from the infinite light. This is again a bit of Kabbalah, but just the idea. It went from the infinite light into this center point of the hollow space, the vacated space, and then bounced. There's a bouncing to form the creation, okay? And everything, there's always an initial presentation, and there's something like arguing. Also, let's go now down to practical life. You want to do something, you're bound to face obstacles. Nothing goes straightforward. Oh, I'm going to go to the bank, I'm going to get a loan, I'm going to start a business. No, there's obstacles. Oh, we don't have the money right now, and the person is sick, and you have to come back another day. Or doctor appointments, right? You come, they said it will. They told you first it'll take just like one day, but now we see it's gonna be another 2 months and everything. There's always like types of setbacks. That's in the physical realm and also spiritually in your struggles to trying to serve Hashem. You begin to learn halacha. Oh, there's halacha of putting on tefillin every morning, great. And to daven with a minyan and to wake up on time, great. And then you started, your alarm clock didn't go off. The battery died in the middle of the night and it didn't wake you up. And then you stayed over, there was a wedding, and you said, oh, I only have 2 hours of sleep, I'm going to wake up, and you didn't wake up. Everything you try to do in life, there's what we call setbacks, but in the terminology of Kabbalah, it's called the betisha. There's an initial like light, and there is a bounce back. And life is determined from the combination of the both. That there was an initial movement, and then a bounce back. Here too in the Parsha, Hashem wanted the answer, wanted the retort. So he said, I'm going to destroy the Jews. So Moshe Rabeinu was there to say, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. There's a stop. And then Hashem decides, okay, thanks to you that now there's a continuity. But why is Hashem doing that? To teach this point. There has to be a bounce back for anything to properly succeed in life. It's like that famous story of in the Ukraine. There was a true story, that there was a person dressed up as a Ukrainian Bolshevik soldier, and he had chained a Jew. A Jew was chained, and he was passing through the villages. He says, this Jew committed X and X crimes, and I'm on the way to put him to jail. But if you, the Jewish community, give me this sum of money, then I'll let him go. Okay? So it's Pidyon Shvuim, which is a big mitzvah. So the Jewish community, there's one guy, he went running from house to house. We have a mitzvah Pidyon Shvuim. You know, how much is they say how much is needed? 600 rubles. 600 rubles? How much you want from me? So we're collecting from each family 50 rubles. 50 rubles, take 100. Go here, take 100. Wow. Next house, how much is needed? 50 rubles. You want 50? Take 100. Okay. And in like 5-10 minutes, the guy got the money. Then he went to the Rav, and he told the Rav what's happening. The Rav said, you got the money that easy? He said, yes. He said, I want you to take a bat and smash the head of both the Jewish prisoner chained and the Bolshevik guy. He said, what? He said, listen to what I said, okay? Do exactly as I told you to do. Smash them with bats. Not just you, get other people to help you. They go to the Jewish guy and the Bolshevik, they start smashing with the bats, and then they ran away, both of them, even though he's chained. They said, these smart Jews, how did they know? So it was a fake. It was a setup of two goyim, one dressed up as a Jew in chains, and another as a Bolshevik soldier, all this to get money. So he went back to the Rav, and the Rav said, you have Ruach HaKodesh. How did you know that they were fakers? He said, it's very simple. When you told me that whenever you went, you asked for 50, and you got 100, okay? And it was too easy. There was no bounce back. There was no setbacks in doing it. I knew that something's wrong, and it's false. I knew it. Because that's a rule in life, that for anything good to successfully happen in the world, there has to be this betisha. Rabbi Nachman teaches this is the only way for a person to get light in his life, is he has to face these setbacks. The setback allows the person to have the proper vessels. While being pushed back, it causes many things. It causes humility, that a person is submissive to Hashem's will, causes the person to teach him, to train him to be happy with what he has already, and to be grateful for anything bonus that comes in addition to his present situation. It gives a lot of benefits, the idea of a setback. That's why it's so important to know how to take it like a good piece of cake. When a setback hits a person, it's only a golden opportunity for something amazing heading his way. So you shouldn't, oh my God, this person just embarrassed me, and this person now is making me feel uncomfortable, and this happened, I don't believe it, I had all these plans and aspirations, everything went down the drain, so I'm giving up. No, you have to, this is how it's going to develop. The setbacks is package and parcel with getting anywhere in life. And this is one of the big messages of the Parsha. Hashem, he wants to destroy the Jews. Okay, you know already the answer. No, I want Moshe Rabeinu to make that retort. And that's what the Parsha is telling us. It's showing this us, that Moshe Rabbeinu is giving a retort, and Hashem listens to it. In this week's Parsha, the Parsha of the Egel and Kitisa, that Moshe Rabbeinu sticks out his neck, and he gives a good argument, which is logical. But Hashem wants it to come out, because that's the way for something to succeed. For the continuity of the Jewish people, there has to be a setback. Okay, there has to be an initial presentation and a bounce back. And even in this case, where it's bad for the destruction of Jewish people, obviously Hashem doesn't want to destroy the Jewish people. Obviously doesn't want that. So what are you telling Moshe Rabbeinu? Oh, I'm going to destroy the people and start from you again. What is this? That's not the idea. Hashem knows that's not the idea. So what's the case? What's the thing here? It's that he wants specifically Moshe Rabbeinu to make that, to put that retort. So it should be a betisha, a bounce back, a setback, and then through that, an initial light and then a retort. This is how things get moving in life. And another amazing point is that Hashem wants specifically Moshe Rabbeinu's input in saving the Jewish people, to teach the Jewish people forever until Mashiach comes, that their whole existence is thanks to Moshe Rabbeinu. Because if he didn't stick out his neck to speak on behalf of the Jewish people, we wouldn't be here right now. It's thanks to Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem wants that lesson to be ingrained in the Jewish people. You owe Moshe Rabbeinu your life. It's not just a teacher, but he stuck himself out to give a logical argument that was acceptable by Kadosh Baruch Hu, and in that sense, you are saved and you are still here, Baruch Hashem. May we be zoche to know how to take our setbacks, and also in everything we go through, to remain steadfast and firm in our belief in the greatness of the tzaddikim at the caliber and level of Moshe Rabbeinu, who are always there for us, and we owe them our lives, literally. And if that's the case, we should listen to them with complete emunah in their guidelines, because all they're out there is to look for our ultimate and true benefit. Shabbat Shalom, and have a great weekend.